Hello, my beautiful and lovely gamers. My name is Jonal. Ranking up in Overwatch can be very, very difficult. Everything from game sense, mechanics, and teamwork, and some games are just not winnable, dude. I can assure you that. But today we're talking about a thing that I think is a very, very big issue for a lot of players. I've been struggling with this myself when I got to GM, when I've been staying in GM, playing around in that elo, and I know also a fellow Grandmaster player, which I won't mention the name of, which I've been queuing a lot with. He has had the exact same problem, especially since he's been taking breaks from the game during his work and so on, where he can't be near a computer that actually can run the game. And this is an issue that, again, I also see a lot in private coaching, so I want to talk about that. And that is really aggression and confidence in game. And it sounds like, oh, that's just some mobile jumper, right? But it isn't. The fact that a lot of people in low elo, we've all heard the meme, right? Press W and win. The fact that a lot of people in low elo don't push, and a lot of DPSs don't push. The fact that people are so scared of Widowmakers that they'll rather hide around corners and they won't take free space. It's such a normal thing to see in low elos, and if you notice in higher Grandmaster games, what they will be doing is a lot of time they will be pushing. They'll be pushing very aggressively. They'll be looking for picks. If they win a team fight, we push them all the way to spawn to get all the staggers. If we win a team fight and a capture, then we will start pushing them and kind of chasing after the staggered spawns and so on. And we play very, very aggressively. And we're going to try to show this in two different ways. Again, this is something that you would rather want to see in a full VOD review where you could see the things. But what we just need to remember is how space treats us. If we claim space very far forward, let's say you're defending, right? You claim space very far forward. What do you get out of that? Well, it's quite easy. You get the fact that if they want to push that area, you can easily deal damage, you can easily follow up on certain stuff, and of course not everyone should be up at the choke or up at a choke point, right? Widowmakers, for example, should not be doing that. But for example, a lot of Genji players notice in the community, those guys should be closer to those choke points, especially so that we can kite, we can deal damage, we can start our poke very early. So as soon as they try to claim any of our space, any of our territory, they get taxed, as I like to call it. You want to go in through our choke, you want to get that ground, that space that we own, right? Our kind of territory. Then you need to pay us with HP. You need to pay with abilities, right? So you need to pop Sorry Bubble, you need to you need to lose 1000 HP of your Ryan Shield. We will take 300 health of your main tank, right? All that kind of stuff that you constantly poking and pressuring, it helps you build ults much faster. It helps you be active and be ready for kills, and it makes you so much more efficient, especially projectile players that is standing. I'm seeing a Genji that's standing like 10 miles in your own backline behind your Zenyatta, poking with his left click, when his left click doesn't deal that much damage and is super difficult to hit. It makes no sense. You want to play much, much closer, much more up, especially since Genji can dash out, Genji has deflect, he can get away from a lot of those confrontations, and most of those also stuff like Hanzo can play high ground. So we're going to take a look at this. This is a Platinum Genji. Just notice it. So he just lost a team fight, okay? This guy just lost a team fight. And notice how he's gonna play this offense. So instead of taking space, the enemy team is like behind statue somewhere over here, spamming and shooting. They have a Widowmaker, they have Pharah, and he's not taking any of this space, right? Meaning the Widowmaker is allowed to hold the high ground over here. He's just allowed to stand up there hard scoping this choke, right? Because he hasn't claimed any space. There's no pressure. If he was on statue, where it's still very difficult for them to push him, it's almost impossible for them to push him and kill him, where he can be aggressive, the Widowmaker could not hold that far up, because if she does, she'll get killed. The same goes for their supports, the same goes for anyone. If they want to hold super far up, where you have players that's using cover, especially, right? There's a statue over here. If you can put players up there, right? I should have opened Step Banana for this, but I didn't bother, right? Then you can easily punish those players. You can poke them, you can build Dragon Blade, right? He's 65%, so in this phase where they're just standing here and just looking at nothing, right? You want to be poking at the tanks, building up that ult shot, right? Getting that to that 100%. Just notice, and because of that, his team is going to be stupid, because people are stupid, right? And they're going to die. There's going to be slowly but surely start picking off players, right? There's an amp speed there where no one pushes. The D.Va gets D-mag, right? The D.Va has been standing in this choke, shooting her shotguns, doing no damage. Like, there's no damage there. You can't hit anyone. You're practically doing legitimately 3 and 4 damage per fucking, like, light year. That's actually not a time now to think about it. Per fucking decade then, right? That's the Moira getting picked up. She's the Meg, right? And now they're just standing here, right? The enemy team is getting valuable time off that clock. They're also building ult shots, which these guys are not. And this guy hasn't fired a single shot yet, right? Look at this. They haven't fired a single shot yet at anyone, even though they have stuff like a Widowmaker that can easily be dived. This one is probably pushed pretty far up. She can be pocketing the Widow. This D.Va has 3 ult shots, and she's probably not standing right behind the Ryan shield, right? You can't really do much with the Pharah, that's fine enough. And the Ryan, most likely, is not full holding his shield when no one's picking him. That's so much ult shots, right? So imagine a position like this where he's just gonna be standing here for a very long time, right? Just look at this, a long ass time, right? No one is doing anything. No one is claiming space. This Winston could also be claiming space. He could be pushing up to the statue, diving, and so on. And I'm going to show me as another example where I do this in GM, where I'm playing confidently. Right now, they finally saw the push, right? Notice where the Widowmaker is. If we had been on statue, right, we could with ease have been up here already, diving. But also because now the Winston leaps, now the Genji is so far back because he's been so passive that he can't follow up with this. So there's no follow-up here. He cannot... The fact that this guy dives and takes all the damage for you is it's such a thank you to the tank players, because they are being distraction now, so I as a Genji can now dive and do whatever I want, right? So notice that, and then notice this. This is me playing, again, this is where I'm confident. I had a period where I was not confident and lost a lot in GM. This is a very confident game. So I'm just playing up here. They have a D.Va and a Hammond, and I'm like, okay, what they're gonna do? They're gonna dive me up here. I'll just remove their mech. I can get pocketed. If they go over this wall here, if they go over here and try to deal with me, okay, that's them versus my team. So I can just play the Tiger. When I have a blade here, so I want to just be able to drop on their team as they push through the choke, right? So I'm just going to be playing up here. They can be doing whatever they want. The D.Va dives up here, and who cares, right? No one cares, right? Okay, the Winston was there. He could follow up. I was still looking for an opportunity. Else I could actually have gone down here and helped him deal with this. But whatever, I get nanoed, so I just dash here and get these kills, right? So blah, blah, get some kills. That's fine. Ba-bum, that's a triple. And then I push this D.Va. Now, this is kind of my bad, because I didn't think that the Hammond was behind me and the Tracer was still alive. So I'm going to be pushing this D.Va, and I'm going to be out. And this is, again, on your own mechanics and so on. But I'm going to be pushing this D.Va and be super aggro like the idiot I am. That's 34% on my blade, though, right? And I'm just pushing this. I'm getting healed now by my team, right? This is not something you should be doing in low elo, so you're not going to get the support all the time, right? But that's 36, 37, right? Because I'm playing aggro. Because I don't respect them. These guys are Grandmasters, but I don't care. I don't respect them. Because if I'm scared of them and if I'm not pushing them all the time, same with here. If this Hammond hadn't come from my left, I would just be standing here for a little bit longer, as these guys are so far away from me that there's no threat. Like, who's gonna kill me? The Sen, I can dodge most of the time. I can play walls against his charges. This takes a long time to kill me, and Sleep Dodge is not gonna hit me from that distance. This one I can burst if she gets too close, so I land too many shurikens. That's a free dash reset, right? So unless they push me with that Hammond, which they did, I'm not scared of this position, right? So I would just love be standing here for longer periods of time and farming. He slams, so I'm going to dash up to my high ground and back to my aggressive position, right? Oh, let's poke a little bit more. The Zenyatta was low. Maybe I can get a little bit of kills here. I'm 57% on my... And I used my blade last team fight. I'm 57 on it. 59, right? This Tracer go under here. I tried to sabotage her by diving her. She gets the health pack anyway, right? So that's a little bit sucky, but whatever. I just don't want her to sabotage my team because he has pretty good aim, right? Also because I'm playing this angle, and... Notice again, oh, there's a blizzard on the point. Okay, I can't do anything about that, but I can do something about the supports and the tanks that are in the choke. I was a team of Winston, so I'm like, okay, cool. You know what, screw the Mei. I can't deal with the Mei, but I can destroy their backline, and I can destroy the D.Va, right? Oh, that's both supports, right? And then we dive, right? We get a kill on the Sen, and now I'm gonna die to this Mei because I'm gonna mess up my dash. I'm not gonna dash far enough. I'm gonna dash like there and get frozen. But the whole point is, notice how little respect I had for the enemy team. I was playing very aggressively, and this is not something that I had for not too long ago. Actually, not too long ago. I think in my last season's, this is current season placement game. Last season placement game, I was so nervous facing GM players, and especially with a so tougher hunter logo, I would be so nervous for some reason that I would be like hiding from Widows. I didn't dare push a Widowmaker. I didn't dare push their Hanzos. I didn't dare push anyone. Their tanks I didn't dare push either because I was like, oh, they're probably just gonna outplay me somehow. Instead of actually thinking about the fact that, okay, there's some free space that I can take, right? For example, here, right? Okay, there's some, right? For example, up here. Let me see. Okay, there's some free space here, right? I can stay here. Because this is just free. Like, who's pushing me, right? The Hammond is going to come. But right now, who's going to push me? Like, the supports? The D.Va? No one is going to push me. They can't push me. And I have dash, so I can get out. If I need to. I have 15 meters of movement, right? So even if I get, like, attacked by something all of a sudden, I'll start taking too much damage because I burned my deflect. Who is actually going to deal with me, right? No one? Okay, then we don't respect it. If there was a Winston, like, you know, coming up the stairs to my left, then I would try to get the fuck out before he can lock onto me, right? That's different. But because there's no one here that I need to respect, then I shouldn't, right? And that's the logic, that if you want to rank up, you gotta start being confident in yourself and believe that you are as good or better than these players. Normally, I like to think about this. I am very realistic, so I'm like, okay, my mechanics are pretty good. I can most likely do all my combos, my mechanics, and so on, so I can know what I can do and I know what I can't do. For example, I know I can't consistently deflect Widowmaker headshots back at them, right? So I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. At the same time, I think very smart. I know that as long, and this is what I'm telling myself every time I play, and it has helped so many people, just remember this. You are a smart individual and you know how to fucking play the game. If you believe that you are a platinum player, because so many players say that I'm a gold player but I'm stuck in plat. No, but I want to get plat but I'm stuck in gold. I want to get diamond but I'm stuck in plat, right? If you are a diamond player, if you're a gold player, if you just play smart, if you just push when you can, and then you see, okay, if I go any further now, I'll die. And then, okay, then I'm not gonna push any further. Okay, they're pushing me. Okay, I'll go to kite and give some space, right? Oh, they are falling back. Okay, I'm pushing them aggressively. Because you have no respect. You want to be constantly on them, irritating, constantly dealing damage, constantly building one shot, constantly being able to look for picks, right? I have a potential pick up here. If someone does any damage to her, or I land any damage to her, that's a potential kill for me because I'm pushing aggressively. Don't do like the Genji did, right? And just stand in your choke for 10 hours, right? And then push super, super late, right? Always push super aggressively. Always be upfront, aggro, push the enemy team. They're not better than you. You will dominate them. And that's how you build your confidence. If you've ever seen pro players, if you've ever seen top 500 streamers, they have some very big egos, because you need to have big egos if you want to survive and you want to thrive in these competitive FPS games. Now, that's really all for me. If you liked the video, then like and subscribe to the channel. If you're new and you like the content here, want to support it, comment down below what is your best tip on ranking up so we can help the community and so on. And as always, if you want to hire me as your private coach, it's $50 for a 2-hour session. Doesn't matter if you're bronze or top 500, doesn't matter what heroes you play or anything like that. As long as you can get a vault to me, I can help you improve rank leveling, get better at the game. I hope that you guys have a lovely, lovely gaming experience. As always, guys, my name has been Jonal. You guys stay positive and awesome. I love you guys very, very much. And as always, guys, keep the enemy in your crosshair.